Today, we're jumping right into the middle of a medical detective story. It's a high-stakes race against time where understanding a microscopic battle inside the human body is literally the only thing that can save a life. Okay, let's get into it. So put yourself in the doctor's shoes for a second. A patient gets rushed in and their body is in absolute crisis. They're practically drowning in their own secretions, their heart is slowing down to a crawl, and they're just sweating uncontrollably. You know they've been exposed to some kind of pesticide, but what is this invisible enemy doing to them? And you gotta figure it out because the clock is ticking fast. Well, the culprit has a name. It's an organophosphate. Now, this is a class of chemicals you find in a lot of industrial pesticides. And when they get inside the body, they launch this incredibly specific and just devastating attack on the nervous system. So to figure out how to fight back, we first have to understand exactly what it's targeting. Okay, let me introduce you to the unsung hero of your nervous system. It's an enzyme called acetylcholinesterase, or ACHE for short. Just think of it as the body's essential off switch. See, every time a nerve sends a signal using a chemical called acetylcholine, it's the ACHE's job to swoop in and clean it all up. That action stops the signal and keeps everything running in perfect balance. Without it, things would just get chaotic. And this is exactly where the poison strikes. The organophosphate goes right to that off switch. It binds to the ACE enzyme and completely shuts it down. It's kind of like it puts handcuffs on the entire cleanup crew. So, with no off switch, that on-signal chemical, acetylcholine, it just builds up and up and up, completely flooding the system. And the source material we're looking at puts the result really starkly. It says, without ACHE, ACH accumulates and causes profound stimulation of the parasympathetic nervous system. This isn't some minor imbalance. We're talking about a catastrophic overload. The part of your nervous system that controls all the rest and digest functions is now stuck in permanent hyperdrive. So what does a system in total overdrive actually look like? Well, the symptoms are pretty chaotic, but clinicians have this really powerful and memorable mnemonic to make sense of it all. It's called the dumbbells effect, and it just perfectly captures the whole cascade of symptoms. So each letter in dumbbells stands for a specific way the body is losing control. D is for defecation, U is for urination, M is for meiosis, which means the pupils get super constricted like pinpoints. B is a really nasty double whammy, bradycardia, that dangerously slow heart rate, and bronchorrhea, all that excess mucus in the lungs. E stands for emesis, or vomiting. L is for lacrimation, tearing up. And finally, S is for salivation. The body is essentially leaking from everywhere, all because every signal to secrete something is just permanently stuck in the on position. It is a truly terrifying picture. But pharmacology has an equally elegant two-part solution. See, we can't just treat the symptoms. We have to fight the poison at its source and protect the body from that chemical flood. And that means we need two different drugs working together to turn the tide. So, the treatment plan has two very clear steps. First up, you administer atropine. That's for immediate damage control. Then, once you've got the patient a bit more stable, you administer a second drug, pralidoxime. This one goes after the root of the problem. 2 steps, 2 totally distinct missions. I love these analogies because they make it so clear. Think of atropine as the bodyguard. It can't stop the flood of acetylcholine, but it can stand in front of the nerve receptors and physically block those signals from getting through. This immediately helps with the slow heart rate and starts to dry up those dangerous secretions. But then you need the reactivator, pralidoxime. Its whole job is to go in and break the handcuffs that the poison put on the ACHE enzyme, freeing it up to finally get back to work and start cleaning up that massive mess. So let's just quickly summarize that amazing strategy. Atropine, it's an anticholinergic agent. It blocks the signal, and that reverses all those dangerous dumbbells symptoms, what doctors call the muscarinic effects. Meanwhile, pralidoxime is the ACE reactivator. It goes in and fixes the broken off switch, which allows the body to get back to its normal routine. So one drug shields, the other one repairs. It's beautiful. And out in the real world, speed is absolutely everything. This 2-drug combo is so critical and it works so well together that it's often pre-packaged in a single auto-injector, like the Duodote. This lets first responders or soldiers administer both of these life-saving drugs in one quick injection. It's just a brilliant piece of medical engineering, really.
But of course, it's never quite that simple. This level of nervous system overload often leads to seizures, which have to be treated with benzodiazepines. And this is so important, you have to know what not to give the patient. A drug like physostigmine, which, believe it or not, also inhibits that ACNE enzyme, would be like throwing gasoline on a fire. It would just make the poisoning so much worse.
When you see it all laid out like this, the treatment is just an incredible feat of medical science, right? It's like a perfectly tailored key designed to unlock a very specific poison's deadly grip. And it really makes you wonder, for all the toxins and diseases we face, how many more of these elegant, life-saving antidotes are just out there, waiting for us to discover them?